G'day guys, and welcome to stage 1 of the Rally Lybor roadbook. First stage kicks off with Rumi River. It's a 5.614 kilometer stage and it takes about 3 minutes and 30 seconds to complete. But being the first one of these videos, I thought I'd give you a bit of a breakdown and start it off a little bit differently than the others. So we're a few hundred meters to the west of the service park at the moment where you'd normally turn up to go to Shakedown. Instead, for stage 1 on the day, we are going to continue straight here and head into a little waiting zone. So road section ends as we come in through here, and this will be where most of our lining up takes place. So that obviously the start is going to be in those areas that backs up a little bit. We'll spread out a bit more as the rally goes on. You'll reach the stop line, obviously wait for your official to confirm, and finally our start line. So this stage is 85% tarmac and 15% gravel. For the most part, we follow along down into the town of Rumi and then along the river. We then cross the river on a timber bridge and make our way back up the far side of the bank through Kadini, and then finally jumping across the line 5.614 kilometers later. Part time is 3 minutes 30 and a fast time is going to have you closer to the 3-minute 10 mark. The nominated time is 8 minutes and the stage is rated a medium difficulty because it's mostly high grip tarmac, but there is certainly a few moments that'll hurt you. So kicking off, we've got a short sprint through a longer, wider left. We then have this tighter right-hander over a crest you want to keep in. That crest will throw you out wide where you won't be able to steer, and with that house and fence on the far side, just be careful of that. Make sure you keep in. It's probably worth caution in your notes. Coming down into town, fairly fast tarmac section. Pretty well visual sign through here. Basically a long right-hander, you want to get nice and close into that bale. Plenty of room for runoff through this little straight section if you need it. From there we then come down into this left-hander, plenty of room to cut through here, and then into a short, another little ladder section into this one. Again, you can cut a bit here as long as you go around that bale. Short sprint up to a tighter hairpin around this bale here, so a much more acute corner. And then this one here is a left-hander. You want to get in probably under the tree and cut and just carry as much speed as you can through there. You can certainly hold it flat in the rally cars, just something you want to practice a bit. But hang on, sacked in. It's past the Bezenia fuel station, obviously just a fast, flat right. Cross the little bridge over the water and back up the other side. We come into a square right here, whether you want to mark a braking zone around the bale. Again, remaining on tarmac. This one's a bit tricky. You'll see here there's a sign that marks the crest. As we go over that crest, you'll see that the road dips away and you can start to see the corner. Now the bale on the inside is obviously a marker for the turn in, but there's barriers on the outside to stop you if you crash. You want to basically turn it in, get it stopped, you go over the lip, avoid that rock on the inside, and then back on the tarmac. But because that small section's dirt, it's slippery, the crest will throw you off. Be careful. Coming back around, short left, and up over the crest. Now again, square right-hander, tarmac on tarmac, and away we go. Coming up here, we've got the first of our chicanes. There are a couple of these throughout the rally. So they'll be marked with a left or a right entry, pretty straightforward. In this case, we've got to go around this one to the right and around this one to the left. And then we can power back on into easily probably the longest flat straight section of the rally. Again, I really wanted to give you a bit of speed leading into a left-hander up here, hence why there's no extra chicanes. We'll get our foot down a little bit along here just to keep this moving. In the car, easy flat through checkpoint 1. Where this gets trickier is this left-hander that you'll see up here. There's a few bumps on the way into it. I'm going to take the wide line to give you an example of how hairy it can be in this car. But yeah, bump there, bump there, bump there, keep in to the left and you'll be fine. We then come over a crest, slight right-hander again, and it curves under braking down towards here. We've now got another square right. Again, you can cut a little bit down by the bale onto this nice little vineyard section here on a raised section of road. 150 meters, we've got a small drop, and then we've got a section that does require a little bit of caution. As we come round, tight left-hander, bail marking the inside. We then have a right-hander. Now I'm going to stop here for a quick sec. Immediately we go on to gravel and we have a very tight right around the building. It's well signed, but as I come around here you'll see why you need to be careful. The grip's going to change and it's a pretty tight and acute angle onto the bridge in here by the house. Now it's pretty easy to go off the edge of this bridge like so from understeer. You will go through these barriers and you might just land in the river, in which case, you know, that's going to be a stage DNF because your car's not coming out of there very easily. There is a nice little recovery crew down there, however, waiting for you, ready to go. As we come across the timber bridge, we've then got a right-hander in the junkyard around the rusty car, and then a left-hander around the rusty car, and again then back onto the road. Again, you can take a little bit of a cut there if you want. It's not that much of a gain. We then got another fairly long straight with a number of little undulations and crests. So again, we'll get some power up through here. Now, you'll see again, as we come over the crest, it's a little bit tricky to pick your braking. It might be the second crest here. As we come down, hay bale on the inside and a acute right down onto the tarmac here. Coming back around to the left now. Again, left is marked by trees here pretty clearly. Same with the right. And then into a cheeky little square left, again around the bale. Straightens out, number of barriers to stop you going the wrong way through here. Continue down around the yellow barrier, but not around the green barrier. Hard right on the tarmac into a longer left-hander. Again, you can cut a little bit in here, but not really too much to be gained with the grip change. Through checkpoint 2, we are starting to pass the actual town of Kadini now. We go over another quick little wooden bridge. And then we come into a square left over the crest here. So again, you kind of want to keep in. And then a sharper, tighter right-hander here with the square left into the town. Pardon me, quick look at the nice advertising boards done by Banks. A second square right takes us through here and the yellow building. Then a longer, slightly more open left. We have another change onto dirt here, so the grip will drop on you. Slight left and then another slight left, this time taking us into the logging shelter. Which then grips us up left, jumping back onto the main road. A quick bit of tarmac for about 100 meters. We then take a square right again. Slight right, slight left. And then we have a uphill banking left-hander that very, very suddenly tightens just here on the apex. Jumping up around the hairpin. Another right-hander onto the main road here. And from here it's basically flat and left over the crest until we find our finish. Nice and simple. As soon as we get over, slow down, either view out the window, whatever you want to do. We'll obviously stop for our officials. And then once we're done there, we'll take a left up the hill and we will find Hana's Rallyton, media zone. Have a chat to your rally and then continue. The roads are well signed from here, so you'll be able to follow that up to the start of stage 2. See you there.